And if you thought getting in the water made you acceptable with God, whether your baptism wasn't worth a dime. I've been baptized twice. Now I say baptism, that's a stretching thing, because in the church I was in, it wasn't a baptism, it was a sprinkling. When I was a baby, they brought me in there, and held me up, and they had a cocktail party after the christening, it's a christening. And they give you 3 names instead of 2. You had 2, and the third one's your baptism name, named after your godfather or your godmother. And when they baptize you, you're up there, a couple of months old, screaming and kicking. And they take the water and make a little cross on your forehead, And the idea is that baptism is sprinkling of the blood. See, it's imitation sprinkling the blood. But baptism is not just a picture of Christ shedding his blood. Baptism is death, burial, and resurrection. So Baptists have always been right on that, and the Catholics have always been wrong. I mean, for 19 centuries. Where you take the fellow and you bury him. When you bury a guy, you don't put him against a tree and throw dirt at him, do you? That's a sprinkling, see? Well, dust thou art and dust thou shalt return. We put him under and then bring him back up. And it makes some strange things sometimes. I have had to baptize queers. I knew the guy just queers a $3 bill, but he professed Christ. And I know that's possible. It's possible because Paul says, such were some of you in Corinth. So the guy might have been telling the truth. I can't deny baptism, even since he's saved. But when you put him under, you have the wildest impulse just to take your foot and come down like that and just keep him down there. All right, he says, remove not the old landmark. That's the place that Naboth wouldn't turn his vineyard over to Ahab in 1 Kings 21. And he said, I'll give you a better one for it. And he wouldn't do it. He said, I'll give you money for it. And they wouldn't do it. And so Ahab came in with his face to the wall and pouting like a little boy instead of a king. And in came his wife. I think I told you this before. And came in, what's the matter, honey? Said, well, Naboth won't give me his vineyard. Well, she said, well, don't worry about that. Aren't you the king? And no, he wasn't. She was. Because she says, aren't you the king? I will give thee the vineyard of Naboth Jezreelite. She's going to remove the landmark. She's going to make it his property instead of Naboth's property. And Naboth said, nothing doing. I got this from Joshua. That's back there, going back there more than 800 years ago. And so he went and did it, and you know what happened to Ahab? He got in battle, and an archer by venture took a shot and hit him by accident, and he bled to death going back to where his palace was. And Elijah had already told him, when the place where the dogs lick the blood of Naboth, they're going to lick your blood. He had Naboth stoned to steal his vineyard. And he said, well, the dog licked up his blood after he was stoned, they're going to lick yours. And so when Ahab gets shot, he goes back to home, and as he comes in, he dies, bleeds to death, and they wash the chariot out, and the text says in 1 Kings 21, it says when they were hosing out the chariot and getting the blood out of it, the dogs came by and licked it up. So that's what you get for messing with the landmark.